Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? So, I am, as you all can see, driving, and y'all, it's still a mess out here in Lansing, Indiana. You know, the lights, um, the traffic lights, some of the traffic lights are still out. You know, you see the trees by the curve and on people properties. So let's just keep this family, these families out here. And I heard that Indiana still don't have any lights. So we definitely, y'all, we want to keep, you know, these families in prayer, right? One thing though, guys, that oh, and by the way, I'm on my way to the thrift store. So I cleaned out before I go into my thought. Before I go into my thoughts, telling y'all where I'm on my way to. Yeah, I'm on my way to the thrift store because I cleaned out my my closet. Just to give away, make room. Give away. Some things that that's been in my closet. Y'all know how that is. Been in my closet and just pretty much taking up space that I don't even wear. Sometimes you think like, oh, I'm gonna wear that. I can piece that up with another piece. But then y'all, it's like three months later, or I'll say 6 months. 6 months later, it's like, oh, this piece still here. And I ain't did nothing with it. So I was like, let me just get rid of this stuff. When you let things go, you make room for growth. So, but anyway, so that's where I'm on my way to. So I just want to share this thought that I had. Well, I actually have two thoughts. The first thought is going back to what took place last week, right? The storm. And how the storm caused an impact. How it caused, I would say, damage, right? And we all know, the trees was messed up. The trees that's like 100 years old, that's been there for a long time, pulled up from the root. For some people it damaged their vehicles, their houses, their properties. But one thing, guys, this is the thought. One thing that we did not hear of, to be honest with you, I would say not one, for my ear. And, for those that are listening, if you heard some, put it in the comment. But one thing that I did not hear was anyone being harmed. We did not hear any deaths. We did not hear, people going to the hospital, emergency rooms. We did not hear that, guys. We did not hear that. So why is that a thought? What am I saying? What I'm saying is, let's be grateful. Let's be grateful that even, in the midst of the storm, right? In the midst of the damage that it has caused, let's be grateful that no one got hurt. We could be grateful for that, right? We can give God thanks for that, that no one got hurt. And it was people in that storm. It was people driving. It was people even recording the storm. And not just that, even in your home, you know what I'm saying? Like anything can happen when a storm, comes, right? Even you being in your home, you was still protected. That's what I'm trying to say. God's protection. Let's just be grateful, for God's protection. Let's be grateful that God He protected you, right? And the families wherever you were, because we did not hear of any tragic moment concerning someone's life. That's good, isn't it? And so it just shows, that when God allowed things, right, he still is faithful. He is faithful, to protect. He is faithful because he showed his love. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something, one thought to think about. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to. That's one thought. Okay, so they moving stuff. So usually so what's happening, I made it to the thrift store, and actually it's a drive-through. I should have just backed up. It's a drive-through, and usually, you could just pull up, pop your trunk, and they'll come to your vehicle and they'll get it out your vehicle. So and then they ask you, like if you want a receipt or whatever for those that, write it off at the end of the year. So, but yeah, so they got somebody in front of me. So while they doing that person, take care of that person, I can share my second thought. So that's the first thought, right? Being grateful. The second thought is, what does that mean that you're going to keep the faith? If there's nothing wrong with that, saying that, right? If you are taking action, right, to keep the faith, right? So it's nothing wrong with saying that if you're taking the action. And that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is, to keep the faith, right, in the midst of, what you're going through, you got to make sure that you're building your spirit man continually, on a consistent basis. You got to make sure that you are doing the things, right, that you need to do to continue to build your spirit man. Like I said, some people, they say it, and they say it, out of their mouth, in a way of, encouragement, to encourage themselves, right? And it's, like I said, it's good, but it's more to it. It's more to it than just saying it. You understand what I'm saying? It's more to it than saying it. It takes for you to say it, and it takes action as well. That's all. So it's saying it and it's action. That's all I'm saying. I ain't coming against nobody, who says it. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm, what I am saying, right? What I am saying is, when you say that, just make sure that you're applying action with it as well. Because just saying it is not enough. That's all. That's all, y'all. Hey, y'all. So I'm out here walking my son. We supposed to went to the park, but the truck would not fit in my car. So I just had to take him just, in the area, in the neighborhood, just walking. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, so we just walking, y'all. Well, I'm walking. He not. He driving. And then, y'all, with his car that he's driving, I got the remote. So if he going too fast, instead of me running, all I gotta do is hit that stop button, right? So yeah, so that's the good thing. So I'm getting my steps in, y'all. My exercise on, walking. Check him out, y'all. He got his music playing. He gone. Go ahead. He gone. Okay, y'all. So I told y'all, a mama's job, wife job it never ends. So I'm on my way to the store. I'm on my way to the store, right? Because I gotta get some, I need to get some ground turkey. I guess I'm gonna cook some tacos tonight. At least, you know, give me a break for at least 2 days. We eat tacos today and tomorrow. You know, we can kind of switch it up to, you know, maybe tacos in a shell. And then maybe the next day, you know, nacho tacos. So yeah, I'm trying to think, y'all, you know, where I can cook something big and it'll last. You know, give me a break. You know, we got to do that. So, okay. I got to come in here and get what I say I'm going to get. And that is ground turkey. First, I was at Jewel's, y'all. And I was like, you know what? I don't feel like being bothered with Jewel's. I don't feel like being bothered with their prices. I'm going to go on over to Aldi's and spend less. Yeah. And be able to come in and get out, because Jewel's be crowded. So, let me see, y'all. Let me look at this meat. Because all I need is some ground turkey. And, oh, I got to get some cheese. I got to get this cheese, y'all. Don't tell me. Oh, I was going to say. This the cheese I get for our tacos. This cheese. I used to, you know, buy the other cheese, but it's the best when you want to cook tacos and nachos. This, and then I gotta get now some ground turkey. Let's see. This the family size. So I'm gonna get this. How many is it? It's 5 of us now, because my BD bonus daughter is here out of town, so it should be enough for 2 days. I'm trying to think maybe if I should get a small one. So yeah, I'm gonna get this, and then I'm gonna get a small one. I don't want to get 2 big ones because I don't want to waste food either. So I'm gonna get this, and I'm gonna get the big one of cheese. All right, y'all, because I ain't got no cart. I didn't think that I really needed a cart because I was only coming in here to get that. So I'll be back. Hey y'all, what's up? All right, so I got what I needed, and I ended up only getting one pack of ground turkey. I think that should be enough, y'all. Yeah, I think that should be enough. I ended up getting some tortilla chips. These, I really like these. And then, yeah, I showed y'all the cheese that I got. And then I like this salsa too. So, let me turn it the right way. The pico. Yeah, the mix. Yeah, the mal. So, this saves you some time too from cutting up tomatoes and onions and stuff like that. So, I mean, you can make your own, but, you know, if you press for time and you're trying to save time, and probably some other things you got to do, sometimes you got to get stuff that's already prepared. So, I forgot to tell y'all that I did have my time with God, just me and the Lord, before I came out to the store. So yeah, that's always a good time, good thing, right? So yeah, so I'm on my way home, y'all, and I am about to go in the house, cook, and then after that I am going to chill. I'm gonna chill. So see y'all. Y'all click that button, subscribe, like, and share. Hey y'all, guess what? Y'all not gonna believe this. I forgot to get the taco seasoning. I forgot the taco seasoning. So, well, there's a will, there's a way. So, what I did was I looked up the taco seasoning recipe. And chili powder. This is what's all this in those packets that y'all get from the store. This is what's in it. Chili powder, garlic powder, cumin, oregano, paprika. They say paprika, but I want to do smoked paprika. And they said pepper and salt. I use seasoned salt. So that's what I'm gonna do. Make my own taco seasoning, which is better, right, than the package, because you don't know how much is in there, right? You by you doing it yourself, you control your own, right? So that's what I'm gonna do, y'all, and it's still gonna be good. So, all right, y'all, I gotta go. I gotta cook for my family so we can eat. Tacos for today and tacos for tomorrow. All right, this is your girl Classy C. Y'all know what to do. Click that button, subscribe, like, and share. Thank y'all for watching. See you next time.